Hello folks, I'm John Sullivan, possibly the oldest travel blogger in the world. I've travelled to a lot of countries and seen lots of interesting people and places that I'd like to share with you. The Get Off the Tour Bus blog is about adventure and challenge at any age. If I can do it, so can you. So I'm in a bus being transferred from the bus station to the city, which I thought was just going to be a cute little sort of fishing village. It turns out it's quite a large town called Ben Tre, and I haven't got a hotel. You get used to Saigon's traffic, but I feel it must have some effect on you. Arriving at my homestay in Ben Tre is a welcome contrast. A huge contrast to Saigon. The homestay has a lovely green garden tended by one of my hosts. He offers me water coconuts, which takes a lot of work to prepare. I think he thinks I'm going to eat him. Back to the rooster. Are you making tea? Tea. Silly me, I'm questioning the child in English. We ride on a motorbike to the city, but we couldn't go without the 4-year-old who cried until he was allowed to come. Much quieter than Saigon, at least relatively quieter. I found a place to get a coffee. Here they make the real Vietnamese coffee, which I find very refreshing, particularly with ice added. In the Ben Tre market, I discovered a small cafe which made wonderful spring rolls, a mixture of meats, vegetables and noodles, made all over East and South Asia, but especially good in Vietnam. So what do I do?
If you want a spicy, mix the chili with the sauce.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, then what?
And mix up.
Stir it up
Yes. Mix up.
with this.
Yes.
Okay, and then I dip
Yes.
in that.
Yes.
Then I eat.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay. This restaurant have opened for 60 years. Doing this is my grandmother. She's 84 now. In slower and no more good technique to do the food. So the second generation raised up, and my aunt take up this restaurant.
And you're the third generation.
Yeah, I'm just I don't know because I have university to study in September, so maybe later.
Me and two girls from England booked a canal ride with the homestay gardener. The advantage is the quiet propulsion. It's very relaxing, almost hypnotic. The Mekong Delta is a huge network of waterways. The region produces coconuts galore, as well as rice. They're growing in the silt deposited by the mighty Mekong. The delta is thought to be the most productive piece of agricultural land in the world. You do see some homes along the canal, but in this building, coconuts are being processed. They're husking coconuts here. We have reached one of the rivers that the Mekong divides into to reach the sea. No chance of seeing the bottom here. We all agreed to shorten the return trip. I bet that all these customers agree to that. It's been fun, but more of the same. It's really strange here because there are no mangroves, just kind of mud on the side and palms growing out of the mud. Very odd. Not like Queensland. Huh. I tried to clean my foot with bottled water, not very effectively. So what happened is I got off the boat before I should have and landed in really thick mud. It was like quicksand. I stumbled on the main Buddhist temple around lunchtime. I imagine that these men are monks. They're chanting sutras, which may earn them merit. This temple had a sort of altar which was very ornate. Buddhism came to Vietnam from either India or China, sometime between the 1st and the 3rd centuries. It's now dusk and another devotion occurs. There's also one at dawn, which I didn't catch. The communist government tried to suppress Buddhism, but they gave up. Now about 15% of the population are Buddhists. Tourists usually flock to markets, but this night market looked a bit forlorn. Ben Tre is a quiet town in the Mekong Delta with very few tourists, which is always good. I hope you enjoyed all that and that you're now motivated to start your own travel adventures. If you want to keep up with me and my travels, subscribe and like below. You can then be sure not to miss my next adventure.